WWE Clash of Champions, we're getting kickoff started with the Smackdown Tag Team titles. We have Kalisto, Lindsay Dorado versus Shinsuke Nakamura, and Cesaro. Now, there was division earlier on, I think pretty much throughout the last couple of weeks. There really hasn't been eye to eye between these two, and this is where it caused not having the right chemistry, and it's going to develop into a singles run. Just know that this is what we're going to see out of Kalisto, but we need to discuss as to what happened with Nakamura. He ended up taking out Lindsay Dorado on the outside, and this is where Kalisto was kind of at a point where it's like, where am I going to go? Oh, that's right. Cesaro and Nakamura. The combination of the two was a little bit too much, and they ended up retaining right here the tag team title. Triple threat ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship, and them wanting to join the WHF family for the first time. And if you are, of course, hit that subscribe button, drop a like to determine as to who's going to come out here victorious, because technically it would be an undisputed championship. It would be two IC championships being held up on top of the rafters. Only way to capture it is with a ladder. Now, who's going to come out? It's going to have to be a guy that has a plan set up. Before the match, Sami Zayn had exactly that. He went in there, grabbed his jacket, put in a couple of handcuffs in each pocket, and then later on in the match, utilized them not only on Jeff Hardy, but also on AJ Styles. First things first, those gauges, they're not just going to be used right there for earrings. No, he actually grabbed one of them, he tied it to a ladder. So for the duration of the match, Jeff Hardy's just running around here, trying to hold the ladder in peace, and AJ Styles, he's also trying to capture it. So he pulled out another one. He actually ended up handcuffing himself to AJ Styles, but once they got him top of the ladder, because AJ was carrying him up, he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to pull out the key. How about you get me all the way up, and then I'll come back down, tie your arm, and this is brilliant. He ended up tying his hand right here to the bottom of the ladder, and that's where Sami Zayn, he climbed all the way up to the top, snatched that belt to declare himself as the undisputed, pulling one of the brilliance, and not saying recapturing, but in his own words that he said that he never lost it. In a way, I don't know, Sami, today you declared yourself as the brand new, I'm going to call it that, IC champion. Raw Women's Championship matchup next. Asuka defending it against Zelina Vega. No, not the manager, but the actual in-ring attire, getting it brought back here. We've seen her at the Rumble, and this is kind of like the second go-around as to what she can actually do inside the ring, and she did just that. I think Asuka, we got to give a moment of appreciation, because this singles run, if it is developing into that, I am very much all in, and she did almost get her. She almost rolled her up. Asuka was like, we need the Asuka luck. We need to retain the title. Who wants to take the title away from Lashley? Apollo Crews, he wants to challenge him one more time, although I don't see much of a purpose, because the last encounter, at least for pay-per-view, he ended up getting tapping out. And what'd you do today, Apollo? Hero Fix, let me check it out. I overpressed him, I lifted him up over my head, I still couldn't pull out the upset, and guess what? I still ended up tapping out to the full Nelson. That's right, he got it in there, he got the championship, he retained. Apollo Crews going back to the shelf, and right here, the Hurt Business coming out victorious right here from Mr. Lashley. What a waste of a Raw Tag Team title match, and that's what I'm going to call it, man. Street Profits defending the titles against Garza and Andrade. And what was the whole thing going on prior to even this match even starting? Like, we've had this, I would say, at least 3, maybe even going on 4 times, and it's been the same stuff that we've been seeing, except this time it was a pinfall, and it was like a clean pin. It wasn't a roll-up pin. It wasn't any kind of special pin. It was sufficient enough for Dawkins to retain and capture the titles. Now, I'm going to tell you this, it was not clean. As a matter of fact, I believe he ended up raising his left shoulder, or was it his right? I think it was one. Either way, it was one of the dame's shoulders. Referee didn't see it. He still counted the 3. They retained, and what's going to be happening on Monday night? Well, I'm going to tell you this. They're going to go ahead and carry it on one more time. Tired of this, man. Throw in another competitor. Do something else, because this ain't working. Smackdown Women's title match up next, and we have no competitor. Nikki Cross, she wasn't clear. She says, can't come out tonight. We're going to have to find a replacement. Who still has on the wrestling tights? I know who. Asuka. She just had a match. Empress right here. Is she going to be ready? Well, let's find out, right? This match, it went through. Bayley's like, I don't want to fight you. I ain't trying to get a taste of Asuka tonight. So I'm just going to grab that chair. I'm going to utilize the steel chair, start bashing it across your back. Referee, of course, disqualification, which means she does end up retaining the title. But it wasn't so much about Asuka showing up, but more of the boss coming back here with the return, with the retribution, and says, I'm coming for that title. I'm coming for you. What's good. Let's go. WWE title match up next. Ambulance right here. That's going to be the stipulation. Drew McIntyre, Randy Orton, Legend Killer, and the return of one of many legends. One, starting off with your boy Christian. He ended up coming out. He's like, oh, bad year, huh? How about I come at you? And he did. Backstage, right by the food court, Christian had come at him, but it wasn't quite the same way that the Big Show did it, right by the announcer table. Yes, it happened. He picked him up, chokes him just like that. He steps away. He's kind of giving one up, like almost putting him in a situation where there's no way that Drew McIntyre can't come out here with the win. Shawn Michaels, he's like, hold on, there is still one more. We need a little bit of Sweet Chin music. On top of the ambulance, off the ambulance, Sweet Chin, and Drew's like, dude, I'm gonna rip off the door, I'm gonna give it a claymore, I'm gonna put you in there, and I'm gonna finish you off with your own finisher. Punt kick right there for Drew McIntyre to retain the WWE Championship title. It was an easy coasting, it was a good coasting, and he did it. Here we go, Universal title match up next. Roman Reigns defending it against his own family member, his cuz, right? Or are we gonna just call him Oos? Let's call him Oos because they wouldn't want it any other way. Now, Roman Reigns, there was gonna be some roadblocks, right? Because this is family. You can't just go to a family reunion, stand at the head of the table, and that's who Roman Reigns is. Apparently, he is the chief leader. He is the one that's supplying all the food, and they don't like that. Now, this was very confusing. I'm going to tell you this. They didn't know where to go with it. Is any other match you would know of whether or not it's going to be a squash or if it's going to be competitive? And they were going back and forth. First, it was Roman Reigns unleashing, showing the true big dog of Friday Night SmackDown. But at the same time, they were kind of holding back because they were trying to give Jay as a chance of hope of actually coming out with the win. Now, he did spear him. He was going to pin him. Referee's like, what are you doing? Big Dog in reply said, well, I'm not done with you. I want you to call me the chief leader. If you don't, I'm going to pummel you. And he just kept pounding away. And then Jimmy's like, no, hold on. I'm going to throw in the towel. This match needs to stop. He throws it in. Roman Reigns, he stands strong. We got to put this, what is this? High Chief Peter Maivia. I know he was rocking it. Give me your thoughts. Let me know how you guys feel about our new Universal Champion. Well, technically not new because you already won it prior. But what I'm saying is like the way that he's been defending, the way that he's been carrying himself these last few weeks. I want to thank you guys for watching. Be sure to hit the subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one. High Chief Peter Maivia right there.